You're watching the entertainment segment of TVC Breakfast Saturday. The new album of Burna Boy, I told them, is the 7th studio album. It was released on the 25th of August 2023 and features guest appearances from 21 Savage, Dave, Sheyi Vibes, J. Cole, amongst others. Of course, the GZA and RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan and Byron Messiah. Now, although the album is blasted to the top of the official UK albums chart, many have received the work of art with mixed feelings. To discuss more on this is Adeayo Adebiyi, music journalist and entertainment consultant. Thank you very much for joining us at this point. All right, so I read your piece online and you talked about the Burna Boy album. Now, at the beginning you said, I told them, Burna Boy gloats about what he believes to be a long-standing national dislike for him through an exploration of Afro beats and hip-hop that fails to form a compelling body of work. Why did you say that?
Okay, so I'll start from the first part, where I said he gloats at what he assumes to be a national dislike, a national shunned offender. Targeted at him. Because, I mean, Burna Boy is the leading artist, leading Nigerian artist globally right now. He's exporting Nigerian music to the rest of the world. And before he got to this stage, he was a star in Nigeria and didn't reach the level he assumed his success should take him to. And for that, he thinks there's an agenda against him in Nigeria because he doesn't really have a strong relationship with the media, because he's done some things in the past and received fair criticisms for them, and he believes those criticisms, he considers them to be hatred, and he misinterprets them and considers them to be a dislike for him. And now that he's successful, he's going back in time to say, oh, I told you guys I'm going to be this. You guys didn't believe me, even though he has no reason to believe such things, right? So that's it. And now, why I think it's not a compelling body of work. The album straddles through two soundscapes, hip-hop and Afrobeat, and both doesn't offer the best of both. They don't offer the best of both worlds. The Nigerian aspect is just, it's ordinary, it's not special, it's not even a testament of his great abilities. And the hip-hop part is him trying to break into an international community through familiar sounds, through hip-hop exploration, and also trying to chase critical acclaim by going to the world. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just not a great body of work.
It's not just a great body of work, but many people will disagree. Of course, the album shot to almost #1 at Billboard. So clearly,
on the UK album chart, it charted at #1. Yeah, the album has a huge commercial momentum after it dropped, and we're going to see if it's sustained over time. But the thing is that when an artist with the profile of Burna Boy and the success is enjoying right now, when such artist drops a project, there's going to be momentum, at least early momentum, and the album is going to be received with excitement because is huge and he's doing big things right now. So I don't think that's the commerciality is not always a testament of the quality of the album. An album can be commercial and still not have critical acclaim. So the album currently has commercial acclaim, but critically the album doesn't have critical acclaim. And I'm not the only person that have said it. The Rolling Stone have said this, New York Times have said it. A lot of publications have said this, so it's just not me. But commercially, yes, the album is doing well.
So looking at this album, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
I mean, I think I rated it, 7.5.
Yes, you gave it that high ratings, but you've criticized the album already.
Yes, it's not again, I say it's not a great album.
Yeah, I said it's not a great body of work. Well, you gave it a 7.
So a 7 is not, it's a 7 over 10. That's not the biggest score. I mean, with someone with the profile of Burna Boy, I would expect him to get 9.0. So when Burna Boy gets 7.5, that's to show you he's dropped the standard. He's dropped the standard because the standard we use in judging Burna Boy, a Grammy winner, an artist that is selling out choice arenas around the world, that has many first records to his name, is not the same standard we use to judge different other artists whose standard cannot be held as high as that of Burna Boy. So for me to give Burna Boy 7.5, it shows that he's dropped the standard considerably.
What were you expecting?
Oh, I was expecting great music, right? I was expecting celebratory music, not the one where you finger wag and point at people's faces and say, I told you this, I told you that. But it's in fact not true. Because nobody ever doubted your ability to get this success. If at all they doubted anything, it was your own ability to get out of your own way, for you to act right and get the success you deserve.
Okay, so in all of this now, what do you think should be the elements Nigerians should be looking out for? Because I've listened to the album And it has a lot of Afrobeat vibe, or Afrofusion as he calls it. The vibe of Afrobeats mixed with hip-hop and all of that. And it's quite enjoyable when listening. What should Nigerians look out for when listening to music to give it its own rating or their own ratings?
Okay, that's pretty much subjective, because people are different things appeal to different people, right? So it's about what an artist represents and how they use the element they choose to explore. Okay. For example, you could use an artist who uses predominantly pidgin English and Yoruba language or Igbo language, and uses Nigerian elements and doesn't really go around exploring foreign sounds. You judge that artist based on the elements they use and the ability to effectively deploy those elements. When you can deploy those elements very well, then you will get good ratings. Okay. Then for those who choose to make songs that appeal to the sentiments of foreign listeners as well, then you look at how they balance these elements and which would like and the balance. In the balance, does it appeal to both market or does it have a leaning to a particular market? So that's what I think people should use in understanding the project and see, okay, if they want to read the project, how far did the artist go in?
All right, Adeayo Adebiyi, thank you so much for talking to us, music journalist and entertainment consultant.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.